Are you still wearing all the hats in your business, hustling from one task to the next, barely finding time to breathe, let alone lead your business with clarity? This is your invitation to shift from being the doer of all things to becoming the CEO that your business really truly needs. Now, in last week's episode, I talked all about the importance of systems and strategies to support you in building a sustainable business so that you can stop hustling and actually thrive in your business. Today, I am going to go deep into the key mindset shifts that are going to help you stop hustling so that you can lead your business with intention. Because the truth is that big goals require a different approach and different skills. No one reaches big goals through doing. Big goals are reached through leading. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about three things. One, why a lot of entrepreneurs stay stuck in the hustle mode and frankly never get out of it. Two, the mindset shift that you need to step into your role as a CEO. And three, the support that you need to build into your business so that you can successfully make this transformation. Welcome to Big Goal Energy. We do things a little different here. I'm Bree Seeley. So glad you're here. Let's get into today's topic.
I can tell you've got big goal energy. Are you ready to turn your wildest dreams into your everyday reality? You are in the right place. Welcome to Big Goal Energy, the podcast that helps you turn your audacious and delusional dreams into your everyday life. We know that you don't settle for the ordinary, that you have dreams which others may deem unrealistic. But here, we help you defy reality and bring those dreams to life. Each episode of Big Goal Energy empowers you with knowledge, inspiration, and mentorship to conquer your most unrealistic goals. From transparent roundtable conversations to short-form episodes, you'll hear the experiences of women who have defied reality, as well as learn practical tips and strategies to fuel your journey. Join us by subscribing to Big Goal Energy, and together we'll turn your audacious dreams into remarkable achievements.
Hello, welcome back. I'm very excited about today's episode. If you did not listen to last week's episode, make sure you pop back and listen to that after this episode. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. I want to get right to it today. First thing we're going to talk about is why hustling is not sustainable. I am going to go on record right now and say hustling can be necessary in the early stages of a business. I am not negating the fact that hard work is required in the beginning. And hard work will get you to a pretty good place in your business. However, big goals cannot be reached through hard work alone. You cannot hustle yourself to the peak of the big goals that you have. I mean, you can try and you can let me know how that goes, but I do not recommend it. If I had the choice between climbing a mountain through a path that was like covered in boulders where I had to climb over all these boulders to like get up the path, or I had a path that was like paved and easeful, which one would you choose? I don't know about you. I have nothing to prove to anyone. I don't need the hard path. I've done the hard path. I'm pretty fucking over it. Me and all the colleagues that I know are in our peace and profits era. I'm going to choose the paved path. I mean, again, if you want to choose the path covered in boulders, by all means, have at it. Again, let me know how it goes. Not my vibe. And most of the women that I'm talking to right now that are ambitious and have big goals are really committed to finding that paved path. We are done working hard. We are done with sacrificing ourselves for our businesses, and we want the paved path. Let's talk about quickly, before we get to the paved path, let's talk about what actually is the cost of staying in hustle mode. What is the cost of choosing to climb the path covered in boulders? One, we talked about this last week on the episode, burnout and exhaustion. Hustle mode requires you to sacrifice your well-being for the success of your business. Personally, I live in a world where the circle of my well-being and the circle of my success are actually a whole circle Venn diagram. 100% overlap. Hustle mode, those two circles, well-being and success of your business, they don't even touch. They do not even touch. My well-being is a non-negotiable while I'm creating success in my business. The second cost of staying in hustle mode is that you have limited growth potential because you're doing everything yourself. It is just a hard fact that you only have so many hours in a day, and you only have so much energy every day as well. If each and every element and aspect of your business is up to you, you're gonna reach your capacity soon if you haven't already. Last but not least, cost of staying in hustle mode, the inability to focus on your big picture strategy. And it is that big picture strategy that is the thing that drives the real results. If you are stuck focusing on that day-to-day minutia of your business, you cannot lead your business to that big goal vision that is within you. Big picture strategy and day-to-day minutia are both required. However, you don't have to be the one to fill both roles. What a lovely surprise. You don't have to be the one to do all the things. If you are truly looking to scale your business as the CEO, your job is the big picture strategy, period. Now, the thing about the hustle is that it requires you to stay stuck in the busy versus productive trap. Doing more does not always equal progress. You know it. Look at your schedule right now. All the shit on your schedule that's keeping you busy, how much of it is actually leading to results in your business? How much of it is actually leading to impact in your business? As we mentioned before, you only have so many hours in a day and so much energy to give. So if you want your business to grow, it is not going to come from you working 10 times harder. You're already busy. You're already busy. How can you be 10 times busier? And that busyness is already not producing the results you want. There's this thing called the law of diminishing return that says that once you hit a certain point, you plateau. It's not like if you keep being busier and busier and busier and busier and busier and busier, you're just going to keep going up. Being busy does not mean progress is being made. You can make yourself busier and busier and busier and busier and busier, but you're going to be hanging out on that plateau, just busy as fuck, wondering why all of your hours every single day aren't leading to results in your business. For the first 5 years of business, this was me. For context, I'm celebrating my 10th year of business, but in my first 5 years, I was working near constantly. I was definitely in the hustle. In hindsight, definitely on the busy end of the spectrum rather than the productive end of the spectrum. No matter how hard I worked, every year, I could not increase my revenue for anything. Year 1, I hit 6 figures. Years 2, 3, 4, and 5, same fucking revenue. I worked my ass off doing all the things that all the gurus told me that I had to do in order to be successful. I literally tried everything in my business except the one thing, becoming the CEO and leading my business. Now, don't get me wrong. I had all of the excuses about why I had to remain as the execution person. I had all sorts of excuses about why I had to have my business everywhere and had to be doing all the things that all the people said you have to do to have a successful business. Even when I hired people to help me, I ended up being the one to do everything. And even with me pouring all of this energy into my business for years, I always ended up at the end of the year with the exact same revenue as the year prior. Not only is this not sustainable, it obviously didn't work. And this is the same case for most of the clients that come to work with me, especially the ones who enroll in the Foundry. They know that there's more available to them, yet working harder has not and will not get them there. They know that something is missing and they're ready to do whatever it takes to make that shift. I can tell you that in embracing, embodying, and implementing the shifts that I am about to share with you, I have found myself up in revenue year after year after year. 2024 alone, I was up 30% from the year prior, and I worked less than ever before. The reason I got to work less was because the work I did pour into my business was much more impactful, strategic, and potent, which allowed me to work less. Let's dive into the key mindset shifts that you need to become the CEO in your business and stop fucking hustling, because that's what you're here for. Shift 1, you need to delegate to elevate. This was the thing where I said before that I had all of those excuses about why I had to remain the execution person. You have to stop seeing delegation as an expense and start seeing it as an investment. What's the difference between those two things? An expense is money out, 0 ROI. Investment is money out followed by ROI. One of the best things that I have done in my business was to hand off my email inboxes to my assistant. Years ago, I was checking my email 10 to 15 times a day. Now, most of these emails were mundane requests or shitty pitch slaps. I was wasting my time day in and day out on things that just weren't generating results or revenue in my business. Since that time, I have learned it takes our brains an average of 9 to 23 minutes to switch tasks. I'm going to let you do the math about how much time I was wasting keeping this task on my plate. And my question for you is, what are you not delegating in your business that is costing you between 9 and 23 minutes every single time you do it? And instead of that, what could you create in those extra 9 to 23 minutes that would actually move the needle in your business? If you were to delegate to elevate, what could you do in that time to elevate your business that will actually produce better results for you? Mindset shift number 2, focus on your zone of genius. Now, there are tasks in your business that only you can do. These are the tasks that light you up and have the biggest impact on your business. Everything else, you have to let go of. I'm going to give you an example. One of the Foundry graduates, Jen, she's a relationship coach. She just switched all of her entire tech stack to go high level. When we were talking about the switch for her, we were assuming that she would be the one to make this switch. Once she got into this tech stack, though, and realized just how much work it was going to take to build out all of these automations, switch her email setup, recreate her website, blah, 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 the time it would take to do those things that would be the time to take her away from lead generation, sales, and coaching, she realized it would actually cost her less to hire someone to do these tasks that were outside of her zone of genius so that she could focus on the parts of her business that she and she alone can do. Here's the cool part. 2024 was her first profitable year in business. She delegated to elevate and she focused on her zone of genius and it fucking worked. Let's dive into the third shift that you need. This is something I've kind of already touched on. Thinking longer term, not just day to day. This transition in questioning, what do I need to do today versus where do I want my business to be in 1 year and how do I lead us there? Vision setting and strategic planning is so important and only you as the CEO of your business can do this. Most of my clients come to me playing whack-a-mole in their business. They're waking up every day on that day and that day only. They are focused on what's coming in, the shiny objects that are popping up. They're hitting them. They're moving on to the next one. They perform the tasks that are the easiest tasks to perform on their to-do list. And then they wonder why they're not hitting their goals at the end of the year. It's because their daily actions are not tied to, nor are they leading them to their goals. In the Foundry, I teach all of my clients my Get Shit Done system. This system was designed to help you identify the most potent and effective actions to take today that will guarantee that you hit every goal you set every year. Because instead of approaching your today actions from the lens of today, you're approaching your today actions from the lens of your big goals. You are figuring out what actions to take today that are the actions that will compound you to that big goal that you have for December 31st of this year. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to give you the actual practical steps you need to make this mindset shift so that you can step into being the CEO of your business.
Are you an entrepreneur with a bigger vision for your business, but no clear path to build it? You need strategy, accountability, and community to transform the business you have into the entrepreneurial legacy you dream of. No more overworking for mediocre results. No more confusion about achieving your massive dreams. No more doubting your audacious goals. The Foundry is your opportunity to say yes to the big goals within you and build them with ease and alignment. Apply now to become one of just 10 entrepreneurs in this exclusive mastermind. Visit breesealy.com/mastermind and don't wait. Your legacy starts today.
Hey, welcome back. Let's talk practical tactical. I love the practical tactical. Step 1. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to audit your time. You cannot change what you're doing in your business if you don't know what you're doing in your business. So to audit your time, you are going to analyze where your time is currently going, and then you're going to identify tasks that you can outsource or that you can eliminate. Again, if you don't know where your time is going, you can't make any changes. Awareness is always the first step. So get aware of where your time is being spent right now, and it's going to help you make that first shift that I mentioned a few minutes ago to go from delegate to elevate. The easiest way to do this, either pop open a doc on your desktop or get a piece of paper and put it next to you. Write down every either 15 or 30-minute increment for your entire day, and every 15 or 30 minutes, you're writing down exactly where you spent your time. You cannot change it if you cannot see it. Step 2, you have to build systems that work for you. Processes and automations that reduce your workload will create the consistency that you are craving in your business and in your revenue. In order to make this shift, you have to focus on your zone of genius, and you need systems and processes that support you to stay in your lane. In order to be the CEO and leader of your business, you can't be doing all the other things. Anything in your business that you are repeatedly doing manually over and over and over and over again, you either need to outsource or you need to automate. You, my love, need to focus on your zone of genius. Stay in your lane. Step 3, I need you to open up your calendar right now and set up CEO time blocks. These are going to be a regular, recurring time block each and every single week. Let me say that again. Each and every single week, as an opportunity for you to focus on strategy, vision, and leadership. These are the time blocks that are going to help you address that third shift that I taught you before the break. Thinking long-term and not just day-to-day. In these blocks, here's what you're going to do. You are going to look backwards to see what has and has not worked in the last week of your business, and you're going to identify what you need to change, what you need to remove, and what you need to add. Once you have done this, you now get to look forward. In looking forward, you get to adjust your strategy and your leadership based on your vision and based on the items you just identified when you looked backwards. Again, if you don't have this scheduled in your calendar, if you don't make this time, you're not going to do it, I promise. Mine occurs every single Friday at 3:30 p.m. That is my CEO time. It helps me reflect on the week that's just happened, and it helps me set up the week that's about to happen. Because if I'm going into the week ahead without a plan, I'm going to be playing whack-a-mole in my business that week. I'm going to be jumping in every day being like, oh, what do I need to do today? That is not strategic. That is not visionary. And that is not leadership. Step into being the CEO of your business. And this is exactly how you are going to do it. Step 1, audit your time. Step 2, build systems that work for you. And step 3, set up your CEO time block. I want to talk quickly and invite you into an opportunity to make these shifts with the support of myself and 9 other women. I run a 6-month mastermind called The Foundry. The Foundry is built on 3 principles: mindset, strategic planning, and community. The mindset is going to help you let go of the do-it-all mentality so that you can embrace the role of the CEO, literally everything we just talked about in this episode. So if anything in this episode resonated with you, the Foundry's for you. Strategic planning, we are also going to build an actionable roadmap for your business based on your vision. Now, if you're like, Bree, I kind of have a clear vision, but like I don't really know where I want to go, we're going to get clear on your vision, and then we're going to create an actionable roadmap to get there. If you listened to last week's episode and you resonated at all with that, the Foundry is for you. Last but not least, community. I frequently say the community is the most underrated element of entrepreneurship. You cannot do this alone. Having support and camaraderie from other ambitious women who are also making this shift is an absolute fucking game changer. You do not have to do this alone. I shared some stories earlier about how I've done this in my life. I shared a story about a client, Jen, who's done this in her business and her life. If you would like to hear more stories from my graduates, visit breeseely.com/foundry. There are 10 or 11 current videos on that page from past graduates outlining their experience with the Foundry and how it helped them shift into being the leader of their business and seeing tangible results in their business and their life. If you are ready to stop hustling and start leading your business, the Foundry was literally designed for you. It is by application only. It is not for everyone. So if you'd like to learn more and also watch all those videos for my graduates that I mentioned, go to breeseely.com/foundry. We start in February. I'm so excited. We have a few spots left. So breeseely.com/foundry. Let's recap. What are the key takeaways from this episode? Here's the one that I hope that you get more than any of the other ones. Hustling harder is not the pathway to sustainable success. Honey, working harder is not going to help you reach your big goals. You can work harder all you want. It is going to hurt you more than it helps you, I promise. Second key takeaway, the mindset shifts required to become a CEO. 1, delegation. 2, focusing on your zone of genius and staying in your lane. And 3, thinking long term. Last but not least, key takeaway, the 3 steps you need to take in order to stop hustling in your business. 1, audit your time. 2, set up systems to support you. And 3, recurring calendar invites for your CEO time blocks. Your business deserves a CEO, and that CEO is you. Stepping into this role as CEO in your business is not just possible, it is absolutely transformational. It will change everything about your life and business, and I would be honored to help you get there. So if you felt inspired at all by this episode, go visit breeseely.com/foundry. Thank you so much for joining me on Big Goal Energy. We will see you again next week. Make sure you're subscribed. I have another incredible episode coming to you next week. Much love and fuck the hustle.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Big Goal Energy. We trust that it fueled your ambition and made you feel seen. We are a community of ambitious female entrepreneurs like you. Come join us in the Big Goal Energy community by visiting breeseely.com/community. In the meantime, send your questions for us to cover in the episodes to info@breeseely.com. Together, we'll turn your audacious dreams into remarkable achievements. Cheers to defying reality. See you on the next episode.